Checking in with the audio. How is the audio? Kevin Mr. Audio is good. All right. Using the old blue snowball. Hey, Scott. Good morning. I guess it's afternoon where you are. So I'm going to do live streaming today, but nothing like I didn't do a big formal announcement this morning or anything like that. I'm going to do some live streaming today, but I think I'm just going to be popping on and off like this. I'll do some midday and I'll do some in the evening because good old Harrison, he doesn't get up until 6:30 to 6:30 in the morning just to catch my live streams. So yeah, for Harrison, I think I'll maybe do one later on this evening. And because my ankle is fucked, I'm just going to take it easy today. I'm not going to do a lot of stuff today. I'm not going to do a big show and tell. I think I'll do some lists. I think we'll do some lists today. So, Scott, perhaps you would be willing to do this. Write down a list. I want to do my Nigel Tufnell top 10 Kiss albums. So Nigel Tufnell top 10 means 11. We're going to call it a top 10, but we're going to start at 11. If you would like to participate with a Nigel Tufnell top 10 Kiss list, that's what I'd like to do today, is do a Kiss list and just talk about each of my top and only studio albums. That's a hard, fast rule. It has to be only a studio album. Can't be a live album. Can't be a compilation. Has to be a studio album. So if you would like to participate in that, I'll ask Uncle Meat if he wants to participate, but I don't know. Haven't seen him yet. Yeah, so that's what I think I'm going to do today. Just pop on and off with some live streaming, and I think we will do some in the midday, some in the afternoon. I'm going to be taking it pretty easy today, trying to stay off my feet. Yeah. I'm going to put a crying face on Kevin Simister's blue snowball being broken, but I'm going to like on Scott Carson's owning of a blue snowball. Scott Carson says, ooh, I'll think about it. Not sure if I'll be able to tune in tonight, though. Here's an option for you. You could do what Michael Morwood did last week. If you would like to help me out, if you would like to participate, if you have the time to whatever, you could send me your 11 list, and I can just read it along like I did with Michael Morwood's last week. That's always a possibility. I would love to have a co-host today for any of it, too. Like I said, I haven't seen Uncle Meat. And my buddy Scott, who I split the screen with a couple of weeks ago, his mom passed away earlier this week, and really terrible timing, obviously, but that sucks. So Scott P won't be able to participate. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe if I get my mom to figure out her iPad, maybe she could co-host one with me. That would be pretty fun. Now, let's see, some more comments. Okay, so, yeah, there we go. Oh, it's a beautiful morning here in the Kitchener of Waterloo. I'll see if I can get you a view. But it is a beautiful, beautiful morning. Look at the blue sky. Oh, yeah. Gorgeous morning. And lately, I've been just kind of spending most of my days outdoors. This is the best I can do, you know? Oh, there's a bird. There's a bird. Okay, hang on. I see the bird. Where'd the bird go? It's gone. There was a bird. There was a bird. This is what passes for excitement these days. Bird. And there's neighbors too. I see neighbors walking around. I live in the corner, right by the recycling bins, so it's a high traffic area. Get a lot of people coming and going where I live, but that's okay. I don't mind. Nobody bothers me. Yeah, you can hear some people coughing. Yeah, they're just picking up their cardboard boxes full of recycling. No big deal. Lots of dogs, lots of pets. I love saying hello to the dogs as they walk by. Let's see. I think they got some more comments here. Hey, Vu! Is Vu watching? Chris Sarr, hey, good morning. Kevin Semister says we have cardinals. That's awesome, man. I just have these little orange fuckers. I don't know what they're called. My grandmother's the bird person, not me. Good morning, Vu. If you're there, say hello. Jen's up, I think. Yeah, Jen's up, so Jen can say hi if Vu is awake. So this is what I'm using. This is the Blue Snowball, very popular microphone. And I have the Blue Snowball Pop Guard, which is 100% essential for recording. I don't know about the live streaming, but for recording, it's essential. It prevents all those noises that everybody hates. I have also ordered a new webcam that is supposedly better than the built-in one in this laptop. So maybe future live streams will look better as well as sound better. That's an experiment, though. I have no idea if it's going to help. It might not. It might just be better to use the built-in webcam here. Scott Carson, I'll try and help if I can. You know mine will be all 80s stuff. That's fine. That's fine. What's wrong with that? That makes it better. That makes, if you submitted a list to me that was all 80s Kiss, that would be awesome, man. Like, that would make for a wicked live stream. I'll ask a couple people. Maybe I can get John T. Snow to submit a list. That would be neat. Maybe Deke. I'd love it if I had lists from Deke and John T. Snow. I'd love to split the screen with Deke. You know he's got an iPad. He talks about it all the time. So he's capable. He has the technology. I've never seen Deke's lips move. Oh, man. Anyway, it's a beautiful morning. Sorry if this isn't the most exciting live stream in the world. It doesn't have to be, does it? I'm just saying hello, you know. I love being outdoors. Winter sucks, man. Like, being stuck indoors all winter and doing live streams from indoors, you do the best you can, but this feels good. This just feels good. Oh, man. Sometimes I pump some tunes through the window there. That's my little recording window, or my little recording room in there where you've seen me live stream before, and sometimes just like to pump some tunes out here. Kevin Semister, you don't want my Kiss list. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. If your Kiss list is entertaining, it doesn't have to be a fan-centric Kiss list. If you do an entertaining Kiss list and knowledgeable enough to make it worthwhile, I would be willing to read your Kiss list. I don't know why these comments, I'm having trouble. Hey, Leo, how are you? Good morning. How is the weather down in Argentina? Let me know. Scott Carson, looks lovely and idyllic there. The weather is shite here, says Scott, up in Scotland. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. We've had a pretty crappy spring here so far. This has been the nicest weekend we've had so far. Last weekend we had a good Saturday. Sunday was murky, and Monday was completely rained out. Now we've got some sun, and this isn't bad. If I was a little bit more mobile, I would go over to my parents' house this afternoon and barbecue some steaks. They are out of town right now. Don't know if I should have said that. They are not occupying their house right now. Maybe I should have said it that way. And man, I wish I could take that back. Shit. Anyway, I was thinking about going over and using their barbecue, but I want to stay as immobilized as possible. This thing is swollen. I don't know if you can see how swollen this sucker is, but it's pretty painful. Last night, I stayed up to 11 last night, and I got up to use the washroom, and it was so difficult walking from the couch to the washroom that when I was done, I said, you know what? I'm going to go to bed. I said, it's not worth the effort to stay up. And it wasn't. I went to bed, and fuck, it hurts. It hurts. Oh. Somebody asked me how I sprained my ankle yesterday. It's pretty simple. Sprained it while walking. Just walking, and then all of a sudden one ankle just went sideways. That's me, Mr. Clumsy. Leo says, here we have 11 degrees Celsius and it's a shinny day. I don't know if you mean shiny or shitty. Hopefully shiny. Listening to some Bon Jovi, Slippery. Ah, nice. And doing some homework. Cool. Leo, what are you studying? I'm curious about that too. 11 degrees Celsius. I would say it's a little warmer than that here. Here. You know what? Weather Network. Weather Network. Isn't that exciting? Getting weather reports from around the world. Kitchener, Ontario. Says it's 19 degrees Celsius here. That's pretty good. I'm in the shade. Just because of the way the building's oriented, I get shade all morning and I get sun all afternoon. It's gonna be great lighting pretty soon to do some Star Wars figure photo shoots again. It's a way of playing with Star Wars. You know what? Hang on a second. I'm just gonna take a quick step inside and I'm gonna grab my bag of Star Wars figures. I was gonna show these off today anyway, so may as well do it now. So I have this gigantic bag full of Star Wars figures. And these are just my figures that are currently not out on display. These are just the ones that I rotate them in and out of display. Scott Carson, I do love Slippery these days. Raise your hands. Yep. I always think of Spaceballs when I hear that song. Kevin Semister, 21 degrees Celsius in Stouffville. Dude, and you guys aren't really known for your good weather, are you? I don't think you are. Leo Goldbeck, sorry for my poor English. No, that's okay, man. I just wanted to make sure I understood what you were saying. Because, well, in English anyway, the word shiny has one N. And it looked like possibly you might have been typing shitty and just maybe have, you know, it's one of those things that could mean it could have gone either way. Raise Your Hands is my fave Jovi. Spaceballs, y'all, says Kevin Semister. And yeah, man. Yeah, I fucking love that movie. Anyway, I'm going to show you some of my Star Wars figures because, hey, what the hell? Like I said, these are just ones that I currently don't have on display. I've just got them bagged up, and I'll rotate them in and out. Oh, this is a nice, I've already shown those off. Oh, here's a good one. This is a great figure. The legs are a little bendy. They're a little bent because of just them being in storage all season. But they unbend pretty quickly. You just got to play with them a bit. This is, I believe, from the very first wave, if not the first and the second wave. This is the super rare Sand Trooper figure. And he's highly desired because not only does he have a great deco, I don't know how well you can see this, but he has dirt painted all over his armor. So not only does he have a great deco, but he comes with a boatload of accessories. He has this shoulder packet that is attached to his large backpack. He has the shoulder pauldron, which I believe is for rank of some kind, but not sure. This is from the opening of Star Wars A New Hope when they're combing the desert, just like in Spaceballs, combing the desert. And he comes with a whack of accessories. He comes with 3 different guns. He comes with this gun, a long, rifle-y looking thing. He comes with the standard Stormtrooper blaster pistol. And he comes with this neat-looking thing that looks more like a grenade launcher, but this big wide-barrel gun. So many guns that he can't actually wield them all at once. So you have to have this one over the shoulder with a shoulder strap for him to... no, that looks... I didn't do that right. But anyway. This is a cool figure. This is a rare one now. I bought 2 of these when the line started, and I opened one and kept the other one boxed. I have a ton of Stormtroopers. Stormtroopers are so fun. They're great army builders. And there's so many different variants. This is by far the best, still the best of all the Stormtroopers that they have released so far. And already that leg is straightening up. Let's see the comments here. Scott Carson, the guitar solo, and raise your hands. Shit, hot. Leo, yes. Great record, Slippery. Let It Rock is a great tune. The organ on Let It Rock. Fucking incredible. Scott Carson's never seen Spaceballs? Are you kidding me? Scott Carson. How? I saw that movie for my birthday in 1988, I believe. 87 or 88. 87. Leo, sorry again, Mike. I'm working at home. Oh, shoot. Working at home. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that this quarantine ends soon. But in where I live in Ontario, it's not looking good right now. The numbers have started climbing the last few days again. They should be declining, but they're climbing. And, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. I'm worried about them having to do a second lockdown just as we were starting to open things up. There seemed to be a bit of a surge right after Mother's Day. A lot of people probably not practicing safety and social distancing on Mother's Day, and it seems there's been a surge. And we're waiting to see how this pans out, but I wouldn't be surprised if things go further back into lockdown after this. So not good here. What can you do? I've been fucking a saint as far as social distancing and all that stuff goes. That's how I practice my life anyway. Yeah, you know what? I'll bring out another figure here. This is a good one. She is huge. She is massive. She is Captain Phasma. She is one of the tallest figures in the entire line next to Chewbacca. She doesn't have a gleaming chrome finish like you would want, but it is a nice silvery finish. The lighting might not, it could look just white to you, but anyway, that's Phasma. She has a fantastic black cape with a red highlight. Chrome dome. She has a blaster pistol that is kind of gold tinted, and it can be stored on her hip, like so. Or she can use it to blast. I thought one of the great problems with The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi both were the underuse of this character. She was just scenery, basically. And it's unfortunate also that you never get to see Gwendolyn Christie's face. I saw recently, actually, some making of footage from The Last Jedi. It's from the bonus features on the DVD. And they were experimenting with a different mask in The Last Jedi that would have been shattered down the side, and you would have got to see her in profile, which I thought would have been better. Instead, you only get to see her eye in The Last Jedi. And there is an action figure available. I have one of the Phasma with the busted out eye, where you can see Gwendolyn's eye in behind. Kevin Smister, social distancing is the easiest thing I've ever done to save the planet. Isn't that such a beautiful sentence? Like, you don't think about it, and maybe you should give yourself a little bit more credit for doing what we are all doing right now, the social distancing and the quarantining and the isolation. You know, for a guy like me, and I'm guessing for Kevin as well, social distancing kind of comes naturally. You know, I collect Star Wars action figures. What more do you want? So, you know, for me, this has been a walk in the park, really. I miss going to stores, and I miss going out to eat, and I have to be extra self-conscious, you know, when everybody has to be extra self-conscious about what they touch. You know, wearing a mask in public, that's been actually quite easy for me. Wearing a mask in public, it feels like dressing up for Halloween. You know, and now they have these masks with the funny designs on them. It's kind of like dressing up for Halloween, isn't it? It's unfortunate my comments aren't refreshing properly automatically. I have to keep leaning over. It would be nice if I could just keep them auto-refreshing. Anyway, they are discussing Monty Python and Spaceballs and the Ruddles. Scott Carson thought it was crap. That's fine. He's allowed to think it's crap. Let's see, who else do we have in this bag of goodness? You know what? There's a great Han Solo figure in here. It comes with a tauntaun. That's a neat figure. Oh, here's some good ones. I bought two of these guys because I thought they were so neat. These are the Imperial Range Troopers. If you remember them from the movie Solo, directed by Ron Howard. These are the guys with the magnetic boots that are riding on the side of the trains. And these are actually really nice figures for a couple of different reasons. One is the fur collar. They have these nice, heavy, rubberized coats that move as you move the figure. I like Stormtroopers in general. Here's yet another different kind of Stormtrooper variant. Really nice helmet design, gold goggles. But look at these boots, these magnetic boots. Aren't they neat? And look how on the back, look how look at the detail. Like on the front, you know, these front panels, look how they move. That's really cool. So I want to get two of these. I thought that they would look good in a pair. And they come armed as well. They come armed with these They come armed with these variant Stormtrooper blasters. These are not identical to the one that the regular Stormtroopers come with. They have this little side attachment, which makes them annoyingly impossible to put in a Stormtrooper holster. These guys don't have holsters anyway. They just have to hold on to their guns like so. So yeah, if you remember the movie Solo, directed by Ron Howard, these guys were present during the train heist, which was a pretty cool sequence, actually. Kevin Smister, me too. Not sure if you'll like Spaceballs then. Might as well give it a try. Mel Brooks is a comedic genius, but I can understand if he's not to everybody's tastes. The whole satire of Spaceballs, you know, it's a genre that some people could keep or lose, you know. Personally, I think Spaceballs is brilliant. I think you'd be a fool not to watch some Spaceballs. You know who else is on that soundtrack, Scott Carson? Some Van Hagar. Hello, baby. They're on that soundtrack, too. Here's one of the shittiest figures of the line. And I say that knowing that they've reissued him more recently and better. It's C-3PO, the original issuance of C-3PO, which coincided, obviously, with The Force Awakens. Oh, my red arm. You never find out the story, but what was the purpose of the red arm? To show the passage of time? Stuff has happened? C-3PO's seen some action. That was the purpose of the red arm. The reason this is one of the worst figures of the line is because it has no arm articulation whatsoever. It has a wrist, has a shoulder, but it has nothing in between. No elbow, nothing like that. It's a nice figure. Visually, it's a beautiful gold finish. Really nice gold finish. But they screwed it up. And look at the detail with the wiring, too. They screwed it up with the very, very poor articulation. Now, current versions of C-3PO, like the Rise of Skywalker edition, has a fully articulated arm, including this little strut, moves in and out, through a little slot. And they've reused that very same arm design on other droids with similar arms, like the bounty hunter droid 4LOM from Empire Strikes Back. Has the exact same arms, but his are fully articulated because they've redesigned them. Need to go. Catch you all later. Thank you, Scott Carson, for checking in. I'll be back. I love Spaceballs, Monty Python, and the Ruttles. I'm easy to please, says Kevin Semister. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeah. So you know, as far as deco and the overall look of the figure, I don't mind, and I don't mind the red arm, even though it was only in part of one film, not even the whole film. C-3PO replaced the red arm if you watch the Force Awakens. But he's been replaced by a better version since. The more recent version of C-3PO, which is actually on my display right now, has a removable back plate to the helmet, just like in The Rise of Skywalker. He has the fully articulated arms, and he has both of them are gold. So that's sort of my go-to C-3PO. He also came with Chewbacca's weapons from Rise of Skywalker, from the portion of the film where Chewbacca has been captured. And he comes with a teeny tiny little Babu Frick, which is a great little figure. It's got fully articulated arms and goggles and everything. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk they could have done that? Little tiny. He's the tiniest figure of the line, smaller than Baby Yoda. Let's see, what else do we have here? I have a bag of droids. You've already seen those. I showed them off last week in my videos. I have. Oh, here's some Imperials. This is good stuff in here. Because who doesn't love an Imperial snowtrooper? Again, I love Stormtrooper variants. This one goes back to my childhood. We had 2 snowtroopers growing up, I believe. He comes with the same long rifle as the Sand Trooper. Comes with his own unique backpack. Rubberized coat. The Snowtrooper was one of my favorite figures of the original line because he came with, he came with a rubberized coat even back then, a little plastic drape that he'd hang around his waist, and he came with that big long rifle. He was a great army builder. Can't have a really good Hoth battle without a couple of these guys. And the Star Wars 6-inch Black Series version is really nice. I quite like it. Look at the deco around the muddy areas. Isn't that neat? Yeah. Here's another great figure. Director Orson Krennic from Rogue One. Officer outfit. I love officer gear. It's not a bad likeness of can't remember his name all of a sudden. Can't remember the actor's name, but that's not a bad likeness of him. I love the white uniform. The cape is a single piece, and it moves around enough that you can pose him. Director Krennic. Yeah, this is a nice figure. A cool thing about Director Krennic is, you know, if you wanted to, you could swap out the head and just have him be an ordinary Imperial officer, just a random Imperial to build your ranks. But if you need more Imperial officers, I recommend you look no further than Governor Tarkin himself. And that is not a bad likeness of Peter Cushing. And Governor Tarkin comes with, oh boy, an interrogation droid. A floating interrogation droid with all of these different accoutrements, all these different torture devices. Movable ones, I think. Well, they're a little sticky if they are, but yeah. See comments here. Do you have some figures from Hasbro's Black Series? That's everything I'm showing right now, man. Everything I am showing you is Hasbro's Black Series. Isn't that neat? You remember that scene. And here's an Imperial Death Trooper. These guys were from Rogue One and The Mandalorian as well. I also have two of these guys. One of them's on my display right now. Just seemed right for Krennic to have a security detail with two of these guys, one on either flank. Yeah, this guy's dusty. He's been in storage a long time. Well, I'm going to take a break. Thank you for watching. Uncle Meat would appreciate that I am drinking a Pepsi, which is his breakfast beverage of choice. So what I'm going to do, it's nice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come back several times today, I think, and tonight, and do some more live streaming. I'm going to do my Nigel Tufnell Top 10 Kiss albums. Maybe some other people will participate too. And when it's all said and done, I will string all these live streams together on YouTube and we can watch them. This one's already gone on for half an hour, so that's already half of my usual daily live stream output. So yeah, we'll have some fun stuff going on, and who knows how long this will last. We got all day. So I'm going to grab a bite to eat, and we'll see you on the flip side. We'll check back in a bit later. And Leo, I'm glad to hear that that your kids have such great taste in Star Wars figures. That's fantastic. So we'll be back a bit later in the day. Have a good one. Thanks for checking in. Good morning. I am live once again. I am drinking. Look at this. Can you see it? Hang on. I don't know. Hey, there we go. Now I know you can see it. Yeah. Look at that. Decaf. I know it's still morning, but I have problems sleeping and I'm trying to watch my caffeine intake. So I just got, well, I'll wait. I'll wait. See if we can get some more of an audience here. I like it sweet. I wonder who's online. Try inviting Eric. Oh, my ganky ankle. Oh, it hurts. Do we have an Eric Litwiller in the house yet? Is Eric Litwiller in the house? Who's in the house? So, reason I'm live right now is just to tell you a couple of things I'm going to be doing later on. Here's an exciting one. My order from Amazon being delivered by Intelcom will be delivered sometime in the next 3 hours by our driver, Ranveer. He is currently delivering order number 3, and I am delivery number 11. So at some point today, we will have an Amazon box coming to the house. Hey, Eric Litwiller, how are you doing? Just a man I wanted to talk to. Anyway, we've got an Amazon delivery. It's something tech, I think. I think it is either a pair of sleep headphones, because, like I said, I'm having problems sleeping. So I'm going to try this pair of sleep headphones and rock myself to sleep. Or it could even be a brand new webcam. You never know. It could be either of those two things coming. Stop buying shit, says Eric Litwiller. Well, Eric Litwiller, I don't know if you've noticed this, but there's a pandemic going on right now. And if I can make myself feel even mildly better about my life by looking forward to a parcel coming in the mail, I'm going to do it. Oh, you know what? I think I screwed up the microphone. Does it sound good or not? I don't think I'm going through the Bluetooth right now. I don't think I'm going through the Blue Snowball. Audio, test, test, test. How's the audio sound? As I drink my... Wow. Oh, that's cool. I like Jacob Moon. He's a good man. But I really enjoyed The Rush, and I look forward to... him doing Marillion. Whether that's next week or whenever he does it. Audio's fine. Okay, maybe I am going through the snowball. Who knows? So, Eric, would you be into doing a Nigel Tufnell top 10 of Kiss this afternoon? I'm trying to get Deke and maybe HMO to submit lists. HMO says that his list would be entirely 80s Kiss, which I think would be a really fun contrast. I'm going to continue drinking my espresso, my decaf espresso, because like I said, I've been having problems sleeping. I did good last night. I got 6 hours of sleep. That's really good for me. Eric Litwiller knows how early I wake up in the mornings. You definitely need to stop posting stuff with Star Wars figures. It's disturbing and needs to stop. How is it disturbing, Eric Litwiller? How is it disturbing? It's a free world. You don't have to watch. You don't have to watch Star Wars figures. You don't have to participate in Star Wars figures. There's lots of people out there who enjoy Star Wars figures. Leo this morning was asking me specifically about Star Wars figures. So in other words, well, this is good espresso. Morning, Frank Toms. How are you? I haven't seen any opportunity to go live with somebody else. I would like to have the opportunity to do that today at some point. It's disturbing. You are watching a movie with a fake droid. Please stop. I'll submit a list, but get a new video, dude, for today. I'm going to try. I don't know anybody. Scott P., who was with me a couple of weeks ago, his mom passed away, so he won't be joining me today, that's for sure. I don't know if anybody else wants to. I would like to have some different people on today. It doesn't have to be Eric. But if Eric would submit a list to me, that would be awesome. I would really appreciate it if Eric submitted a list, because then I can at least read somebody else's list instead of just mine. It gives me at least something else to do. That would be good. Frank Toms is enjoying his last day of vacation. Hey, Mike Kovacek, how are you doing, buddy? Mike Kovacek is an awesome, awesome guy. He's all about two things. Only two things. Star Wars and guitars. um, so Frank Toms, are you going back to work on Monday, or are you going back to work? If today's your last day, are you going back on Sunday? Is that what you're doing? And anybody who wants to sort of participate in the live stream today, submit me a list of your top. We're going to call it the Nigel Tufnell top 10, but submit me your top 11 Kiss songs. We're going to call it the Nigel Tufnell top 10, but we're going to start at 11. Uncle Meat's going to send me a list. I'm going to write a list, and then at some point, probably later tonight, because I'm going to do this all day. I'm just going to jump in and out all day live. I got to stay home because of my my ganky ankle, which is much better than yesterday, but it's still pretty ganky. I got to stay home today because of that. I'm going to try to stay off my feet as much as possible, and I have that mystery delivery from Amazon coming. Eric Litwiller says, stop buying shit. Fuck, he sounds like my father. I was talking about this with Deke last night. So, you know what? Here, we're going to tell a couple dad stories. Van Halen. Listening to Van Halen on the front porch. My best friend Bob would bring over tapes. I had a ghetto blaster, a Sanyo. So one day he brought over 1984 by Van Halen, and we were listening to Jump or Hot for Teacher or Panama, or one of those on the front porch. And sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm reading comments here at the same time. Frank Tom's working overnight, so starts tomorrow evening. Okay. And Jump or HMO or Deke, I would love to split the screen with one of those guys. If the opportunity comes up, I will do it. And I would have also asked them for lists as well. I've already asked HMO for a list. Anyway, so we're listening to Van Halen 1984 on the front porch, and my dad's coming home from work in his suit and his tie. He's like, what is this noise? And Bob Shipper, Van Halen! Yeah. And my dad goes, Van Halen sounds like some kind of tropical disease. Another one of my dad's favorite comments, when you had a lead singer who is, hitting the high notes. Bruce Dickinson at the end of Run to the Hills, run for your life. My dad would go, is there something wrong with that man? He's screaming. My dad was very, very skilled at mocking the music videos and the cassettes that Bob Shipper and I would enjoy. Very quotable. Very, very quotable. Eric Litwiller, why don't you put a Star Wars figure? Why don't you get a Star Wars figure to put in a list? Hey, there you go. I'll get a Star Wars figure to put in a list. And Robert Daniels, he knows what I'm... Five on! Yeah, you particularly liked that one, didn't you? Hey, Rob, I got a question for you. We have Eric Litwiller here, who you know as Uncle Meat. And we actually know a lot of the same people, Eric Litwiller and myself, that you know, like Rob Zabo from high school. Eric Litwiller knew all those guys too. Eric is saying it's creepy that I'm making videos with my Star Wars figures. Now, here's the thing: is I've already started making more. He tells me it's creepy and disturbing, and I shouldn't do it. And I'd kind of like your opinion on that. Decaf espresso. It's very strong. I put a lot of sugar in that. Eric Litwiller again repeats his claim that it's disturbing. What is disturbing about it? They're Star Wars figures. It's not like I'm playing with Barbie and Ken and taking their clothes off or something like that. I'm showing off figures that are wielding pieces of weaponry that could, blow the ears off a Gundark. I don't understand why this is creepy to you, Eric Litwiller. But then again, you do have some strange opinions about a lot of things. I don't need to share. I don't need to. I was drinking a Pepsi earlier. I thought you would have appreciated that. Oh, fucking hell. The Roaster Societies are coming for me. Great. Fantastic. Awesome. Great. Well, I'm glad I'm not done my recordings yet. Believe me, I've already gone after you guys quite a bit in some of the recordings that I've done. So, tit for tat. Oh, we will be sharing, says Eric Litwiller. You know, like I said, tit for tat. I've already gone after you guys pretty good in my recordings. I shall reveal nothing because I know you don't want any spoilers, but I will say that I can give as good as I can take it. Yeah. Robert Daniels. Nope, I find it fun. You're not the first person to do this either. Well, Robert Daniels, it seems that we outnumber Mr. Eric Litwiller, don't we? That was just Jompa. Just now. I'm going to say, hey, Jompa, could you do me a favor and send me your top 11 Kiss studio albums list today? See if I can get Jompa to participate. He's in Sweden, so I think he's like a good 7 hours ahead of me. 6 or 7 anyway. Eric Litwiller. I'm not even going to repeat. I'm not going to dignify his comment. I'm not going to read it. Look at this. Oh, so good, so good. I don't know why Point Break keeps coming up. Is it time for Yoda to be fake fed? Oh. Okay, so Eric Litwiller is referring to a photo that I took last weekend of the Baby Yoda figure, and the Baby Yoda figure was dining on a leaf, and I thought it was quite a. It's a really tiny little figure, and if you put him on the grass, it makes it look like a jungle. And Eric Litwiller apparently has a problem with this. Robert Daniels draws the line at Red Letter Media. Interesting. Interesting. I know our mutual friend Eric Woods is quite a big fan of the of their take on Picard, their Picard hot take. Oh, I'm going to copy Rob Daniels for a minute. Today's broadcast is being sponsored by Schweppes Ginger Ale. Refreshing since 1783. Schweppes Ginger. So today's show is being brought to you by Schweppes. Robert Daniels. Oh, Eric Litwiller. Nom nom Baby Yoda. Nom. Okay. What was wrong with that, Eric? Robert, did you see the pictures of the Baby Yoda figure that I posted? He's probably a centimeter tall. He's the smallest possible figure. Well, no, Babu Frick is actually a smaller figure than Baby Yoda, but I had him walking through the grass. It looks like this massive jungle. And yeah, he was nomming on a leaf. What was wrong with that? Have you even seen The Mandalorian? Baby Yoda's constantly eating in that series. It's like one of the 2 things he does. Eric Litwiller says it's disturbing. Well, Eric Litwiller, I can give as good as I can take. Like Weekend at Bernie's. Okay. Okay, here's the difference between Baby Yoda and Weekend at Bernie's. Weekend at Bernie's was about having a corpse and pretending that it's living and it's eating and it's doing shit, but it's actually a dead human being, and they're trying to pretend that this human being is still functioning adult. Baby Yoda is a piece of plastic that was made in Hong Kong. That's the difference, Eric. That's the difference. Ashley Bomberry joined. Oh my God, there's a first. Hey Ashley, how you doing? Both aren't alive. That's the difference. No, Eric, you are incorrect. One is dead, and one never was alive. Because one is made of plastic. In a factory. In Hong Kong. Okay? Yeah, fucking jackass. You know what?
Hello?
Hey, Mom, how you doing?
What am I doing?
No, I said, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
You are live.
Do it live?
You are live right now.
I am live.
Yes.
For God's sake.
I need you to help me out here.
What?
I've been receiving some feedback from Eric Litwiller, who did not like my Star Wars action figure photos.
Yeah?
He finds them creepy, like the movie Weekend at Bernie's.
He finds them creepy.
Like the movie Weekend at Bernie's.
Yes, okay.
Because he says because both aren't alive. That the Baby Yoda action figure isn't alive, and neither was Bernie.
I see.
I'm telling him the difference is that Bernie is a human being that is deceased,
Right.
whereas Baby Yoda is a little piece of plastic that was made in Hong Kong.
That's exactly right.
So you're taking my side?
Yes, I'm taking your side.
Okay. Okay, we have this on record.
Yes, you have it on record.
Eric Litwiller, my mother is on my side. Rob Daniels is on my side. You know, if you want to like get your mom involved, then we can go toe to toe. But I think you're outnumbered here. All right, Mom. Thanks very much. What I'm doing today is just a bunch of different live streams all day. I'll do some this afternoon. I'll do some tonight, and at the end of the day, it might be a couple hours worth.
Oh, okay.
So this might not be the only time we speak.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, we'll talk to you later.
Okay, enjoy your day.
Will do.
Okay.
Bye-bye. All right, there you have it. That argument is settled. And Rob, okay, so maybe what I'll do later on, if it's okay with Eric, is I'll show off the accessories that Baby Yoda came with. It include a little bowl from the 4th episode where he's being fed soup. Comes a little frog that's from the same episode. And he comes with a tiny little shifter knob, including a little hole. Which you don't want to lose. Like they come in a little case, a little clear plastic case. So I might not actually open the case. Grant Gimple, how are you doing? I'm pleased that Rob likes it when my mom joins on the show. So I'm going to definitely have her on again if I can get her. My dad refuses to appear on the show, so all I can do is do my dad impressions. So, and that's what we were doing earlier. We were talking about Van Halen. Another one of my favorite things, when I started working at the record store, is I would come home frequently with a little bag full of CDs. And we started off with red bags. We moved on to yellow bags. And I remember coming home and my dad saying, "Kiss? Don't you already have them?" And another thing my dad would say frequently is, "Sell! Sell!" Like the guys in trading places. Yeah, my dad was not encouraging of my music collecting. No. Eric Litwiller, is she cooking lunch during the phone call with a life-size Jar Jar Binks figure wearing an apron? Now, Eric, I'm going to lay down some ground rules here. That comment is fine, but we shall not get into your mom territory here with these comments. I'm just laying down some ground rules. Your comment is fine, but I just want to make sure nobody crosses any lines here and starts doing your mom comments. We're not going to be doing that. My mom's a lovely person, and she's very, very grateful that I have a friend like you. So... Now, my sister, she doesn't know what to make of you, to be honest with you. She hears the stories that I tell, and she sees these videos of Sausage Fest, and she doesn't know what to make of you. Robert Daniels, cooking with Jar Jar. That sounds to be so good. Woo-hoo! And cooking Jar Jar, maybe cooking Jar Jar. One of my favorite episodes of Robot Chicken, and I know Rob knows this episode, is the one where Jar Jar ends up haunting Anakin Skywalker. Darth Vader, he encounters Jar Jar after turning into Vader, and Jar Jar's like, "Oh, Annie, it's so good to see you, Annie." And Jar Jar ends up getting shot out of an airlock by Darth Vader, at which point he becomes a Force ghost and starts visiting Vader in bed at night. "Oh, Annie, I'm a ghost now. We can be together forever. Yes, Annie, yay!" Hey, nothing bad there, lol. Yes, Eric, you are 100% right. We are golden. I have a buddy at work who does push it a bit too far with the your mom jokes, so I'm just a little sensitive in that way right now, so I just wanted to lay down some ground rules. "Meow, sparkly Chloe," says Robert Daniels, yes. Oh, God, that was one of the funniest episodes. I don't know why, but I gotta start recording Robot Chicken. We're not recording Robot Chicken. And we have to. Okay, so Eric Litwiller is now talking about my sister. I knew this was going to happen. Sis is a smoke show, piping hot, va-va-voom. That's what Eric Litwiller just said about my sister. You know what? You know what? Come on. Somebody's playing some really shitty music somewhere around here. I'll be playing good music later. Hello, Mom. How are you?
I'm good.
We have a follow-up comment that I'd like to share with my mother.
Okay.
Eric Litwiller left this comment. Actually, it's about my sister. Would you like me to read it to you?
I don't know, do I?
Well, can you guess what it would be?
Yeah?
Ready?
Something about your hot sister.
Yeah, you ready? Sis is a smoke show, piping hot, va-va-voom.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I appreciate that.
You realize that these guys make fun of this all the time around me?
Uh-huh. They do it because it gets a reaction, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, well, then you should remember that they just do it to get a reaction out of you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Don't give them a reaction.
this is a reaction. This phone call is a reaction.
Yeah, well, don't do that.
I've just broadcast the reaction live.
Well, don't do it again then.
But it was funny.
Oh, okay. You think it's funny? Okay.
If you want, you can tell Catherine to watch this part of the show.
Okay, I'll tell her. We're having a Zoom happy hour at 5 with your aunt in Calgary.
That's cool. Can you do me a favor and ask her if she knows how to do that, but also stream it on Facebook?
Oh.
Because we'd like to do that with like 3 or 4 different people simultaneously, and we don't really know how yet.
Oh. Okay.
If she knows how, that would be super.
I'll ask her.
Cool. All right. Well, you have fun, and I have Zoom, so you can always call me in.
Okay, we can do that.
Unless I'm live on the show, I would do that.
I want to be live on your show.
No, I would do one or the other, not both.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll talk to you later on. Eric Litwiller says, "Way to go, Mom. Good job on the smoke show."
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, talk to you later.
Okay, talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
There you go. There's your entertainment for today. There's your entertainment. Your bread and circuses. Are you not entertained? Hubba hubba. Okay, so thanks, Eric. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah. Shit. I don't know what to talk about now. All the wind's out of my sails. Let me see. My phone was dinging earlier, so Jumpa might have sent me a... Okay, great. I have a list from Jumpa. This is going to be great. I'm going to write these down. We're going to do the Nigel Tufnell top 11 Kiss albums tonight on the live stream. Mr. Eric Litwiller, I would really appreciate if you would send me a list. That would be great. And I don't think there's anything else going on. Let's just see. Check email real quick. Like I said, we've got delivery coming today. It's going to be some kind of tech. It will either be a pair of sleep headphones, which is something I'm interested in investing in because I have a little bit of insomnia. Why top 11? Well, Rob, this is something that Eric came up with last week. You are familiar with This Is Spinal Tap and how Nigel Tufnell's amps always go up to 11. You know, why don't? But as Rob Reiner said, why don't you make 10 still the top number? Just make that a little louder and still have 10 be the top number. Just have everything be a little louder. And Nigel Tufnell goes, but these amps go to 11. So based on that classic movie, Eric thought, well, why don't we do a Nigel Tufnell top 10? But instead of 10, we go up to 11. So we did that last week with both of our Rush albums, and another dude named Michael also participated and sent me a list of his top 11 Rush albums. And it was really a lot of fun. There was a lot of contrast. There was a lot of similarities. There was a lot of idiosyncrasy. Eric had some specific reasons for picking the albums he did, and so did I. Fucking Eric. Stop buying shit. Stop buying shit. So I have a delivery coming later today. We're going to unbox this live at some point, but it's going to be either a pair of sleep headphones, is one thing I'm expecting, or it could be the brand new webcam, and we can see if it's any better than what I'm using right now. Who knows? This laptop that I am on right now is, it still works. It still works. It doesn't have much life left in it, but it's getting the job done. This is a nice, smooth live stream. Nobody's complaining about any jumpiness or anything. Eric Litwiller, you don't need the super deluxe Iranian import version of Psychedelic Supper by Tesla. Yes, I do. Dipshit. Did you see that I ordered 2 more Cars albums? I ordered 2 more Cars albums. I ordered the new Dennis DeYoung, and I ordered a Tommy Shaw solo album that I'm missing. I don't know what his issue is. Stop buying shit. What is your issue? What is your problem? Explain this to me. I'm going to be taking a break again real soon. Taking a break again real soon. I got to get something to eat. Something to eat. Something to eat. Something to eat. I'm just waiting for Eric to respond if he has any reason why I have to stop buying shit. If he has any good reason for this, or if it's just him talking out of his arsehole like he usually does. What's the answer, Eric Shitwiller? What's the answer, Eric Shitwiller? Go eat some foliage with a plastic Yoda. Jesus fucking Christ. You're a fucking asshole. Cocksucker. Alright. Anyway, I'm going to take a break. I got to get something to eat. And we'll be doing this all day. So I'll be back later on. And I've got 1 Kiss list submitted by Jumpa. And I'm hoping to get some more Kiss lists submitted. So we're going to be doing the Nigel Tufnell top 11 Kiss albums tonight. Rob Daniels, hello. Just checking. I just moved my setup a little bit. Just wondering if the audio is okay. I'm working on my Nigel Tufnell top 10 Kiss albums. I have a list from Jumpa Wilmanius, and I have a list from Derek Williamson. I will have a list from Uncle Meat. You can hear me. Okay. I have my... Here, I'll show you my setup. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty stupid. There's my snowball right there. It's literally sitting in the railing. Yeah, so I'm working on my KISS list, which turns out isn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. But I have a list from Jumpa and I have a list from Deke. What to do? I have my top 2. I don't know what to do after that. I don't know what to do. Well, you know what? I'm going to put on some music that is not a copyright issue. And then I'm going to work on my list here. I don't think...
Aren't we watching?
No, I'm live right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to work on my list here.
You sent me a letter.
Working on my list.
How good it goes. You said I feel better.
Oh, there's your
That's
bee.
the way the river flows. Give me time to make a stand. Give me love to be a man. Down the bank the water goes. That's the way the river flows.
So I'm changing my mind as I go here. This is very difficult. Very difficult. Orange Crush now, yes. This particular part of the broadcast is being brought to you by Orange Crush. How much do I like Dress to Kill? A lot. Not including live albums, not including solo albums. We're going pure.
CDs. How many albums did these guys do in the 80s?
In the 80s?
Well, that's what your list is, isn't
No,
it?
no, it's all over.
Oh, okay. Or maybe they just do period.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. A lot. Over 20. Make some, you know what? I'm going to make some bold choices. I'm going to make some bold choices. You'll see. You'll see.
Telling me how good it goes.
Derek Steven Williamson.
That's the way the rhythm flows.
Just putting my list together.
Give it time to make a stand. Give it love to be the man. Down the bank
It's not easy.
the water goes.
I got 5.
That's the way
I have 5 so far. Cranking some music, brainstorming. Yeah, this is tough. Captain Courageous, next plane to Vegas. I gotta go.
This is your buddy, right?
Yeah, that's Maxi X, and that's Uncle Meat. Show me the money. Wait until the dealing is won. Captain Courageous, next plane to Vegas. I gotta go. Derek smashed out his 11 albums very fast. And Rob says, I'd help, but I know very little about Kiss albums. Well, Rob, you know what you could do if you wanted to participate? You could go on Wikipedia and have your top 11 Kiss album titles. We could do that.
Maybe I could do album covers.
You could do album covers. I think that might be fun. Whatever. Next plane to Vegas, win, place, or show. Andrew Dietrich just joined. Got your spine, got my orange crush, says Derek Williamson. This is really tough. I can only keep repeating that. I'm still stuck. I've got 5 albums written down. One of them's a bold choice. Ah, man. In fact, I only have 145, says Rob Daniels, which is Calling Dr. Love. It's a good one, though. At least you got a classic. That's off the Rock and Roll Over album, which is, spoiler alert, going to be on some lists today. In fact, I don't know. Need to think about this some more. I don't want to outright dismiss certain albums. But would they be in my personal top 11? That's the trick. This is really hard. What you do with your life? Come on, honey. Rob knows songs more than he knows albums. That's cool. Hey, like I said, if you wanted to put in a list, you just go right ahead. Scott Peddle joined. Scotty Peddle, I hope you're doing okay. We're doing something special today. We're doing a Nigel Tufnell top 10 list, which means we start at 11. We are doing one for Kiss albums. So, Scotty, if you would like to submit a list of your top 11 Kiss albums, I would be very honored to read them. If you are too busy to do so, I completely understand. When am I going live with the results? Asked Derek, and I told Meat I was going to do it in the evening. So I would say, in my mind, I'm thinking it's a 7-ish, but that could change. I'm going to say evening, though. And Meat said that he would join if nobody else does, but I'm kind of hoping to get somebody else, some new fresh faces. So fast, I drive right on past. My list is very predictable now that I'm looking at it. The order of albums isn't so predictable, but some of the selections are. Yeah, this is a list. This is a list. Sounds good, man. Got to take off for a bit. See you then, says Derek. Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park soundtrack. Rob, okay, that's an interesting subject. There is no Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park soundtrack, which really bums people out because there were 2 songs or bits of songs in that movie that have never been released on any Kiss album. One of them is called Rip and Destroy, which is a rewrite of Hotter Than Hell with different lyrics. And another is an acoustic version of Beth. And it has the same vocal track as the album version of Beth, but instead of the orchestra, it has just an acoustic guitar backing it. Those songs have never been released on any CD, album, whatever. So that is something, it would be like a fan's dream if they ever released an official soundtrack to the Phantom. That would be, why don't they do that? I don't know. Maybe because Beth is a Peter Criss thing. Maybe because Rip and Destroy only had 1 verse. I don't know. Otherwise, I would say they should just release that stuff. Man, people would buy it. Well, Scott. Okay, 2 things about that. I needed you to send that to me privately so I could read it tonight on the show. But second thing is we only want studio albums. No solo, no live. Those are going to be excluded tonight. Solo and live being excluded. Interesting choices, though. I like what you got there. That's really cool. Today's sponsor is Orange Crush. Yeah, I have 1 space left to fill. Could be a rights holder issue, says Rob Daniels. Yeah, that could be. The TV studio probably has money somewhere in that movie. That could be. Similar to the heavy metal song release. Yeah, you're probably right. When you get TV and movies involved, the rights become very wishy-washy, you know. Look at WKRP in Cincinnati. They can't even release the original episodes with the original songs that were integral to the episodes. Yeah, it's unfortunate. You have to watch like weird Russian streams with mirrored video to see original WKRP episodes. Need 1 more album on the list. I don't know what to do. Oh, incidentally, this song that we're listening to right now is called Call of the Wild. And Eric Litwiller said he never wanted me to play this on the live stream ever again. Tough luck. That took years to get a CD release, says Rob. I remember that. Heavy metal was one of the most often requested CDs at the record store when I first started, and it was out of print at that time. It was reissued early into my career. So I'm playing a song right now that Eric Litwiller said he never wanted played on the show ever again.
Why are you being mean?
Because it's on the album.
Is there a skip button?
There is a skip button, but I'd have to...
Here right now.
The same with Rock and Rule. Yeah, and you wrote that review for me on Rock and Rule. Yeah. I just need one more album for my list. Eric is not here. Yeah, that is true. Eric is not here, so he has no say in the matter here. You know, I haven't even read Deke's list yet, so I'm looking forward to doing that. I just need one more album.
How about the second album?
Hey, Johnny Cheddar. This might not be... I've already got... First of all, spoiler alert. Hey, Johnny Cheddar. This might not be an episode that interests you, but tonight we are doing the Nigel Tufnell Top 10 Kiss albums. I think you can read one of them. Fuck. Shit. Anyway, that's what we're doing tonight. I don't think that's your thing. Right now we are listening to the song that Uncle Meat never wanted me to play ever again on the show, which is Call of the Wild by Max the Axe. You're welcome, Uncle Meat. Like I said, it's on the album. It's on the album. If he didn't want it played, he probably shouldn't have allowed it to go on the album. I don't know either. I'm kind of being mean, aren't I?
Yes.
Okay, well, the song's not playing anymore, so it's irrelevant now. So this is a better song anyway. This is Sick of Living. This might be one of the ones that he wrote lyrics to. He wrote lyrics on a couple tracks on the album. One of them was the last song. Scales of Justice, he wrote the lyrics on. And I believe he wrote the lyrics to either this one or the next song, The Other Side. Sick of living. One more album is all I need. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm not 100% sure I believe in this list, but I got to also think about certain songs that are on certain albums. I might dislike certain songs on an album, but it might be offset by some really important tracks that I do like. So this was not easy. But I think I have my list. All right, we're going to call it an end for this particular portion of the stream, and we will be back later. Actually, no. We're not done. I forgot. There's one more thing. You got a bug on you?
I got it off.
Okay, good. No, not bugs on you.
No.
Okay, so the Amazon parcel arrived. This is probably my sleep headphones, I'm guessing. Yeah, that looks like what they are. I've never tried anything like this before. I have no idea if they're any good or not. I'm willing to give it a shot. This is what they look like. There's two little speakers. You can feel them here. And I believe these are kind of supposed to act like a blindfold too. And it has a little jack. So I'm going to jack that in. We'll see how this sounds and feels. And if it sounds and feels okay, I'll try sleeping in them.
If you don't like them, I'll steal them.
These might be too small for your head. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. No, yeah. Volume's got to come down. It's a little tinny. and I don't think I have it. Oh no, that goes okay. There we go. It's a little tinny, and the volume changes depending on, like if I'm lying like this, it's going to be louder in one ear than the other. But not bad. Not bad. Worth trying. Yeah. God Gave Rock and Roll to You was on the Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey soundtrack. Rob, you are correct. One of Kiss's very, very few soundtrack contributions. That one was contributed specifically for that movie. It was unreleased up until that point. It was later released in a slightly different mix on the Revenge album. In around 93-ish, they contributed an old track called Mr. Speed to the Speed soundtrack. And yeah, I'm going to take these off now. I don't need that on anymore. That's not bad. I can get used to these. I can get used to this. Yeah. Oh, hello. But yeah, I could get this. Okay, so this was whatever, 16, 20 bucks on Amazon. And it might help me sleep. It might. You never know. Okay, well, that's it for this portion of the stream. I've now got about an hour and a half of live stream under my belt for today, and we're going to keep going. Rob says, I find earbuds work in a pinch. Rob, I find earbuds painful when I sleep. The one that's pushing, because I sleep the side of my head like that, the one that's pushing into my ear, I find painful. So I'm hoping that this might be a fix. At worst, I look great. At worst. Anyway, thank you, both of you, for joining. And we'll be back later on this afternoon and later on this evening. We will do the Kiss list this evening. Not sure what time, but sometime we will be doing Kiss lists. Might I suggest the Dig soundtrack as a sleep aid? That's an old LucasArts game, if I remember correctly, because I had a LucasArts sampler disc that had that, like the first puzzle of that game, and several others like Maniac Mansion. Have we talked about this before? I'm having a major deja vu right now about Maniac Mansion. I don't know. Anyways, you guys take care. We'll be back this afternoon. We'll be back this evening, and I'm going to write some lists. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey. Who do we have here? Robert Daniels back again. I have to find a better place to put the microphone. Maybe on the ground will be fine. That might be okay. How does this sound? It should be okay, I think. Let's see who might be around that I can invite to the show this afternoon. All right, I invited some people. Let's see if that gets anybody here. I am working on these lists for tonight. I have my own list. Uncle Meat will be either joining me live in some way or contributing a list. I have one list from Jompa Wilmanius. I have a list from Scott P. I have a list from Deke, And I have also received on my phone a list from Len LaBelle. And I think the Heavy Metal Overlord might be doing a list. It's possible. It's possible the Heavy Metal Overlord might be doing a list. So that's a lot of Kiss lists. Can you see it? Can you see it? Look, I'm giving you a little. Look at that. Could you see them? You know, one thing about Kiss growing up, they had the easiest. Hey, Michael Morwood's here. Michael, you don't have to participate today, but today we are doing the Nigel Top 10 Kiss albums. So like I say, don't feel obligated to join us this time, but I have been laboring over my list. I have received other lists, and I am good to go. I was just about to say that one thing about Kiss growing up, they had one of the most easy to draw logos. If you take a look at some of the logos from the major rock bands of the 80s, bands like Judas Priest had a very complicated, jagged logo. And if you didn't get everything just right, it was going to throw the whole thing off. Iron Maiden's wasn't too bad. You could put it on graph paper to keep all your lines straight. But Kiss had such a simple logo. It was so easy to draw or carve or burn with a magnifying glass into wood. Where is everybody? I'd like to invite some people. Yeah, you know, it might be just such a nice day that nobody's really around. That could be it. That could be it. But I said I was going to be back this afternoon, so here I am. Michael Morwood says Twisted Sister is also easy. What does he mean? Ooh, it's Kiss. Uh-oh, he says. I think that was the point. Yeah, so let me think here. I think what we're going to do is do the lists, the Kiss lists at around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm hoping to have a larger audience around then. Other than that, though, I'm just taking it easy this afternoon. I am just, I had some chicken nuggets and French fries for lunch. They were great. I have just been sitting inside watching some Netflix. I watched a couple episodes of Family Guy, and then I really, why did I watch Iron Man 3? Why? Why did I put myself through Iron Man 3? The logo drawing, says Michael Morwood. Twisted Sister had the TS, yeah, but it was hard to do the entire script of Twisted Sister. AC/DC was a good logo. And Kiss was the simplest. It really was. Anyway, I put myself through Iron Man 3, which was, oh my God, it's so awful. I saw it was directed by Shane Black. Who, Shane Black is Shane Black, I guess. Shit. Let me see here if I can. I'm trying to do a share here of my own live video. I don't know if I can. Anyway, Iron Man 3 was pretty shit, and then I just started watching, just now I was watching Disney on Disney Plus. Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, which is, it's Iron Man 3 level quality, maybe? The CG graphics for Mr. Fantastic are horrible. I like Michael Chiklis as the Thing. I like the costume and everything. I think it looks fine. You could do better, but it looks fine. Shane Black fucked up the Predator, says Michael Morwood. Yes. Iron Man 3 is a lot better than Iron Man 2, says Michael Morwood. And I will disagree with you here because I've watched them both recently. And while Iron Man 2 is certainly deeply, deeply, deeply flawed, it does have a number of things going for it that Iron Man 3 does not. One of which is the villain. And by villain, I'm talking about the corporate villain. It was Guy Pearce in Iron Man 3. But in Iron Man 2, it was Sam Rockwell. And Sam Rockwell. Can't top Sam Rockwell, my friend. He was fantastic. Hey, you want a bird? Hey, it's a bird. It's a great bird. It's a great bird. You know, fuck, he was great in that movie. It also had the debut of the Black Widow. That was pretty cool. And it also had some Fury and Coulson in it. Whereas Iron Man 3 had none of that. It didn't have very much. Tony Stark was barely in the suit in Iron Man 3. Barely in the suit. And all of the tension of Iron Man 3 goes away when you realize he had like 40 fucking suits in his basement that really he could have used at any time. He just didn't. That movie didn't make a lot of sense. I did like What's-His-Face as the president. His name is escaping me, even though I knew it earlier. The guy from Shawshank Redemption and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. And I know his name, William Sadler. William Sadler as the president of the United States was good. Oh, and I hated the fucking CG Bernie graphic people in Iron Man 3. Fuck, they were so shit. And not only that, but why, if Guy Pearce can reach into Iron Man's chest and like melt his armor, why are his clothes not burning off? Why is Guy Pearce not naked for virtually the entire movie? Now, I'm not saying I wanted to see Guy Pearce naked. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying why. It doesn't make any sense. I thought Ben Kingsley was pretty great in Iron Man 3 as well. I love Ben Kingsley. Ben Kingsley's best movie is not Gandhi. No, it is not. I'm going to see if you know what movie it is before I even name it. This is a test. We're going to be testing you right now. If you know what Ben Kingsley's best movie is, it's not Gandhi. If you know what it is, leave the comment. I will reveal Ben Kingsley's best movie by the end of the show. But it is not Gandhi. No, it is not. So leave a comment. Early MCU films are kind of rocky. I was watching the first Thor. I've been watching a lot of the first MCU movies. I want to watch Iron Man 1 next. I watched the first Thor, and it was okay. But again, it had a similar flaw, which is you don't get to see Thor be Thor for very much of the movie, maybe only half of the movie. Which I suppose is typical of origin movies. Captain America, not bad. It wasn't great, but it was one of the better ones of the original Phase 1 movies. I like the first Hulk. I quite like the first Hulk. I'm talking about the one with Ed Norton. I shouldn't say the first Hulk. I should say the Incredible Hulk. The first Hulk is Eric Bana, which is not a part of the MCU. Although, well, you can almost see. You could edit the first Hulk in such a way that you could edit out certain things and fit it into the MCU. It links up at one point in the first Hulk, Banner ends up in Brazil, and in the Incredible Hulk, Banner starts in Brazil. So, there are ways of fucking hell. What was that, a bee? Jesus Christ. Bugs are after me. So there are ways of connecting them together. So back to Phase 1, we had what? Iron Man 2, Thor, Incredible Hulk, Captain America, the First Avenger, and the Avengers. I believe that's all of them. And they got better as they went. I think of the first batch of Avengers movies. Iron Man 1 and the Avengers are the best two. The first and the last of the Phase 1s. All of the Phase 1 stuff is a little rough, says Michael. That's the problem with Captain Marvel. It feels like a Phase 1 movie. Yeah, that was intentional. It was certainly intentional, but it also had way more crossover. And that's just simply because there's more material to cross over with. Like the whole thing with the Kree. That all that stuff was established in Guardians of the Galaxy. Really, Captain Marvel was established by Guardians of the Galaxy. And that's what made it... You know what? Captain Marvel actually felt more like a Phase 2 movie. Because it did have that backing to it. In the same way that, Ant-Man had some backing to it. And they were able to... Hey, look, Ant-Man, it's the Falcon. Oh, let's team these two guys up. It was literally, which actors can we get? Okay, that guy's available. We're going to get the Falcon. That's my theory, anyway. Fruitopia. Some kind of berry version of Fruitopia. I think some of my favorite Marvel MCU films are the origin stories. Guardians of the Galaxy being one of them. Ant-Man being one of them. Captain Marvel being one of them. For the Captain America films, though, I mean, the origin story is different from all the others because of the time that it's placed in. Once you get to Winter Soldier, you're in the present day. And then, of course, Civil War is actually more of an Avengers movie. It really is an Avengers movie, just without Thor and Hulk. So, Captain America's got the weirdest of the three movie arc. He's got the origin story set during the Second World War. He's the Winter Soldier that was firmly a solo Captain America modern day adventure. And the only one like that, because Civil War is basically an Avengers film without Thor or Banner. And we know we found out what they were up to when they did Thor Ragnarok, which was almost a Thor-Hulk duo movie. Now, I understand that due to the rights, the cinematic rights of the Hulk. Yeah, Michael Morwood says that Civil War was Avengers 2.5. I basically consider it Avengers 3. And then Infinity War and... what's his ass, Endgame, to be 4 and 5. That's just everybody's got their own ways of looking at it, and that's cool. I was thinking earlier that I know the TV shows Agent Carter, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in particular, but these TV series overlapped a little bit with the movies, but I've never really seen any of them. And I don't think you need to. They're never really referenced in the films. So, I'm kind of curious if anybody here has seen, really seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Winter Soldier is incredible, says Michael. And yes it is. Yes, it is. Winter Soldier is it's a good thing that it's the one that's kind of like the modern day solo Captain America adventure, because it is so solid. And, Red Skull really only works in the 1940s. Or, if you're looking for the Soul Stone. That was a surprise, wasn't it, when it ended up being Red Skull? That seemed kind of like shoot in for not a real reason. Because Red Skull wasn't even associated with the Soul Stone. He was associated with, the Tesseract. Whichever stone the Tesseract was. Was that the Power Stone? The blue one? No, the purple one's the Space Stone? I guess? I don't know. I think the Tesseract was the Space Stone. I think. It gets confusing because, Loki's scepter is blue, but then it turns out the thing inside it is the Mind Stone, and that's actually yellow. So you get confused sometimes. One thing for sure, if I had an Infinity Gauntlet, I would snap away COVID. That's what I would do. It's not a bad day today. I hope you're comfortable wherever you are. I have my lists, my KISS lists. I just have to write down Len LaBelle's KISS list, and we'll be going live with that around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think everybody here knows what's going on today. Maybe Michael, maybe you don't know what's going on today, but I'm doing many live streams today, just loosey-goosey. And at 7 p.m., I'm going to be reading the KISS lists. Roughly, I'm going to say roughly 7 p.m. because I don't know. I might be eating dinner at like 6:45 or something, you know. I'm going to say roughly 7 p.m. I won't do it earlier than 7 p.m. I promise that. Fuck off. Where was I? Yes. So we're just doing loosey-goosey live streams all day today. This is the fourth one, I think. I've probably done about close to 2 hours worth of live stream so far today. And when it's all said and done, I will edit the whole thing together and put it on the U of Tube, or the Tube of You, whichever way you prefer to say it. How's the audio sounding, by the way? The microphone's on the ground right now, and I'm not sure exactly how everything's sounding. Almost every single stream I've done this morning has been with a different setup. So I'm playing around. I'm just playing around. So that's the gimmick today, is that we're not doing one live stream on a subject or a couple of subjects. We're doing a whole shit ton of live streams all day, and drop in, say hello, or don't. Be an asshole. Stay quiet, lurk. It's a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. Hope you're having a good day too. Michael Morwood, only half paying attention. I'm working on my computers. My 2 terabyte hard drive shit the bed. Oh no, that sucks, dude. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. If one thing stresses me out, besides health issues, it's computer health issues. My most important files, however, is my music library. And I have that saved on an external 2 terabyte hard drive. So I consider it, and it's backed up on 2 laptops, different versions of. The only version that's truly up to date of my music library is the one on my home computer. I like to update my 2 terabyte hard drive with the library on a semi-monthly basis. And then maybe once a year, I'll update the music library on the laptop. Although I'm running out of laptop space, so that might not be feasible much longer. I was talking to Seb about this, and I'd like to get a new laptop this year. I'd like to get a new laptop before Sausage Fest. And I'll tell you why. If I get a new laptop before Sausage Fest, I will be able to use this one right here at Sausage Fest. I will bring this one to Sausage Fest if I have a spare at home. I will get Wi-Fi in the vehicle, and I will have a fully equipped laptop with a kick-ass music library ready to rock at any time, just in case something happens with the main system, or if I just want to fuck around on the internet and be like, hey, dudes, do you want to watch some Netflix? Come to my car. You know? So, you know, I think this is an achievable goal to get a new laptop before Sausage Fest, considering that Sausage Fest is most likely going to be delayed till late summer, or, well, we don't really know. So it's all speculation, but I don't know what to do for laptops. I really don't. I was asking Seb for help, and I might be even more confused after talking to him. Maybe I need to know exactly what I want more than I actually do. But live streaming looks like it's going to be around for a little while longer. I would like something with a really decent camera built in. I don't know how this looks to you. To me, it looks fine, but to you, it might look kind of shit. I'd like to get some better resolution, though. More memory, more speed, more power. That's what I want. And this one here, the keyboard's kind of going. I can't really do my writing on this keyboard the way that I used to be able to do. So yeah, new laptop. That's in the future, hopefully. Anyway, Fruitopia. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. I'm not gonna stop the stream. I'm just gonna put the please stand by sign up. That can work. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. Ah, shit. Yeah. Oh man, I got a fart coming. Yeah. That stinks. Oh, that stinks. Oh, that stinks. That stinks. Oh, that stinks. That totally stinks. Oh man, I'm outdoors and it still stinks. That was great. That was truly great. See the comments. Frank Tom's joined. Frank, I hope you caught that, Frank. I sincerely hope you caught that. That makes this live stream worthwhile. You know, I captured my own fart with the Bluetooth, which is, it's going to sound great. It's going to sound three-dimensional. Michael Morwood, if you want something absolutely your own, you should swing for a budget custom desktop. Michael, I have a custom desktop. I'm fine with my desktop, but I want another portable device. I want another port. It's going to sound... I want a desktop and 2 laptops is what I want. My desktop is my main machine. I have a second laptop in the house that is my home laptop that never leaves the house. That is just for me watching stuff while Jen's watching her TV shows. I like to sit next to her. I have a laptop where I can watch Netflix or read Wikipedia or work on my site. That's my home laptop, what I call my home laptop. It's not the best for travel. This one here is my travel laptop, but it only, I wouldn't take it to Sausage Fest. The heat in the car is my concern. I would like a second travel laptop to replace this one. And then this one I will feel comfortable enough to bring to Sausage Fest. And this one would become my Sausage Fest laptop. You see how complex this is? But that's what I want. I want this would become a beater, something that I would bring to Sausage Fest, because I know that is a harsh environment. You know, you never know what you're going to run into in terms of electrical storms. You never know what you're going to run into in terms of heat and dampness, moisture. Right now, this is my travel laptop. So when I stay in a hotel, when I go to the cottage, when I go to my parents' house, this is the laptop that I take. It fits perfectly in my backpack, but I don't want to sacrifice my travel laptop at Sausage Fest unless I have a new travel laptop. Does that make sense to you? Could you imagine at Sausage Fest being able to do a live stream like this? That'd be incredible. That'd be incredible. Yeah, you know, dreams. I would like to do a lot of different things. I would love if I had a drone, you know, a good drone where you could take some really cool overhead shots. That would be fantastic. But, you know, I can't even fly the little indoor drones that I already have. They're I don't know. I mean, they're really fragile, those little indoor drones. They're really fragile. I imagine the outdoor drone's a little bit more robust. But if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing. And I don't know what I'm doing. Nobody really gave me any feedback on the audio, if the audio is okay. I'm hoping. Oh, Scott Peddle was live and I missed it? Yeah. What is he? He's driving somewhere. We're listening to really shitty music. And the shitty music he's playing. Banging his head with his shitty music. Shame on you, Scott Peddle. What on earth has happened to you? Oh my God, that was... I'm horrified. I'm leaving a comment. I'm horrified. I'm horrified. There you go. That's what I get. That's what you get. How pathetic is this live stream? I'm live streaming other people's live streams on my live stream. Here's another question for you. Will I change my shirt today? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. It's possible. Incidentally, if you know who Jacob Moon is, Jacob Moon's been doing these live streams. I guess he calls them Moon at noon. But last night he did Moon at 9, and he did a set of solo performed acoustic Rush tunes. And he closed with Subdivisions. No. I can't remember the sequence of events. But anyway, he was fantastic. He played a number of Rush tunes. And apparently he's going to do a Marillion hour because he opened for Marillion in, I believe, Montreal. So he has a connection with them, just as he has a connection with Rush. He became quite well known in Rush circles when he did his original cover of Subdivisions. And from there, he even appeared on the super deluxe version of Rush 2112, performing a cover. I think was it Something for Nothing, I think was what he covered. I can't remember the tune. Either way, Jacob Moon, Moon at noon, Moon at 9, whatever. Awesome stuff. He was fantastic last night. So I highly recommend Jacob Moon to the music lovers watching this. And there's basically only music lovers watching this, right? One more Fruitopia. Done like dinner. Okay, so this has been the 4th live stream. We've done 4 now. Each one's been a half an hour, roughly over half an hour long. So I've done 2 hours of live streaming so far this Saturday. The one you don't want to miss is going to be the one that comes roughly around 7 p.m. where we talk about the top kiss lists. And I'm going to have to get another drink to lubricate my tongue so I can still speak. But yeah, I hope you're having a good Saturday. I am going to end this stream for now. Catch you later tonight. We're going to do the 7 o'clock evening stream with the kiss lists. So be there or be not there, but hopefully there. We have invited people. We are back to using the old device with the mirrored image because through trial and error we have determined that we cannot split the screen when I'm streaming off my laptop. I think it might be the operating system. Yeah, videos on pause for Frank Tom's great. We're back to using the phone. Fucking great. Fucking great. Great. Anyway, here we are. We are going to do the Nigel Tufnell Top 10 Kiss songs tonight. I'm just playing around a little bit. Bear with me. Oh, there's my live video. Alright, well, let's see if we can get split the screen with Derek Stephen Williamson somehow. Oh, hey, there's something. Let's try this. See what happens here. This might be... No, it's not going to work. Not going to work. No, it is albums. Sorry, Scott. It is albums. Yes. I'm trying to split the screen with Derek Williamson. I fucking hate Facebook Live. This is garbage. I'm clicking... Oh, wait. Maybe here. No, that's not working either. I'm trying to split the screen. It's not working. Pause the video, mute the sound. I'm not sure how to do that. No, that didn't work. Nothing's working here tonight. Nothing. Is Eric Litwiller around? How do you tell if Eric Litwiller is around? I don't know. Nothing. This is bullshit. I'm trying to add Derek Williamson and it won't work. So fuck this. Maybe I will just go back to the laptop after all. If I can't split the screen with somebody. Well, I'll wait till Meat shows up. Yeah, I don't know why, Deke. I don't know why. I'm trying to add you, but it won't let me. There's no add button next to your name. So I'm going to wait till Meat shows up, and if I can split the screen with Meat, great. If I can't split the screen with Meat, then I'm going back to the laptop. So we'll see how this goes. Facebook Live is fucked. I'm going to send a private message to Meat, make sure. Okay. I'm going to tell him Deke's not working. Gonna need you. Alright, I have messaged the Meat Man that we are in need. We are in need. I don't know why this is happening. I've only successfully split the screen with Meat and Scott Peddle. It's the only two people I've successfully split the screen with. Okay, Meat got my message. I said I can't... My backup plan tonight was if I could not split the screen with Deke, I was going to do it with Meat. So we'll do it with Meat. Want to try anyone else? No. Anyway, meat's going to be here shortly. Meat will be here shortly. Meat will be here shortly. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Waiting for the meat man. Waiting for the meat man, pulling up my shorts. And this will be the most likely the final live stream of the evening. Deek's calling. I can't take your call. Well, maybe I can't. Hang on. Okay. I'm not. I don't know what's going on here. With echo. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, I'm gonna kill this because it's okay. There we go. We're just waiting for the meat man to show up. Yep, just waiting for the meat man, and then hopefully that will work. I don't know why nothing else is working. Ah, there he is. Okay, let's see if this works. It worked before. We tested this 20 minutes ago. It's always a comedy of errors here at Ladano's live stream, isn't it? It's always a comedy of errors.
The hell's going on?
There he is. No, it's a comedy of errors, man. James Kalen wants to see me do a dance, so.
Really?
There we go. Doing a dance.
I was reading an article. I was reading an article today, Mike. It was talking about like disturbed killers that have basically it was like this. Any infamous people in history who have like kidnapped people, used them sexually, and ate them. 9 out of 10 times they were playing with Star Wars figurines for like a year and a half, taking pictures with them, watching movies with them, taking them out for walks. Yeah, like just wanted to inform you of the knowledge that I had gained this afternoon.
Great, thanks, man. Appreciate that. It's great. So, do you want to start with some lists?
Well, I guess we're doing this, right? Eh? We're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to take. Hang on, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lists to read.
Is that including yours?
Yes.
Okay, so 6 total. Well, then how are we going to do this?
Frank Tom says that he's worried about Sausage Fest time because of what you just said. Rob Daniel says, "Let it go, Eric," and Chris Sarr says, "Laughing my ass off at meat."
Deep down, Robert Daniels does not want me to let it go because deep down, I believe that he's a great human being, at least from what I've heard, and he doesn't want people to get eaten and kidnapped, right?
Yeah. Okay. You know what? We got Ryan C. Mitchell watching, and he said hashtag truth.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. He's gonna hate this list. He hates
it's his favorite
Kiss.
band ever. It's his favorite band.
Hates Kiss.
Yes, he does. He might not stay. He might not stay.
No, I think he's probably gonna leave.
Now that we're not talking about serial killers anymore, he's probably done.
Yeah, probably.
So how do you, like we can go in rounds? Like we could go me, you, and then I just rhyme them down. One thing I'm going to do differently is Scott Peddle put his list in no particular order. So rather than try to do his, I'm just going to give 11 albums at the end that are his 11 albums.
That's fair.
We've already, everybody else gave me running order. So maybe I'll do me.
I just wanted to add for anyone who was watching last week that yes, I have lost about 81 pounds of facial hair. It's the look that my friends Tom and Bucky call straight out of rehab meat.
You kind of look like Gandalf the meat.
They say it's straight out of rehab meat.
Deke says sent you a video request, but
nothing happened. So I'm going to
You want to
start.
maybe? Yeah, okay. Maybe it's working for Deke now.
He does not have a camera next to his name like everybody else does that can do this.
Okay.
A little green camera.
Okay. Well, we can start. How are you going to do this with all these lists then? Sorry.
Okay, so I'll go first with me. Then then you. And then I'll go Heavy Metal Overload, Jompa, and Deke.
Okay, let's do it.
We got 14 people watching as we do the Nigel Tufnell top 10 Kiss albums.
Nigel
Scotland,
Tufnell top 10 Kiss albums, and what's at number 11 for you?
Destroyer.
Destroyer is number 11 for you. Fair.
And I labored a lot over this.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that it's an important enough album, but I think I only really like maybe half of its songs.
Yeah.
Can't really say I care for, oh shit, Flaming Youth, set your soul on fire.
Yeah,
not really.
It's not one of the better songs on the album.
And I don't like Do You Love Me?
I like that song, but I'm not a Flaming Youth fan. No.
As I go down the list, I'm going to scratch these off so I don't lose track. So there's my number 11, Destroyer. So you're next.
My number 11 is Lick It Up.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I thought it would be higher.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. That's scraping the bottom of the barrel for me. I mean, like, pretty much at 12 would have to be analyzed, and everything other than that might as well just stay in the goddamn toilet. Like, I mean, that's pretty much, other than a couple that I can't say are toilet albums, but most of the stuff that I don't have on my list, I consider pretty awful albums.
Heavy Metal Overlord has a comment. I'm going to read it in a Paul Stanley voice because I think that's how he's saying it. But he's going, listen, people! Listen, people! So,
that's silly.
And that's appropriate because Heavy Metal Overlord's number 11 is next. You ready? This one's a mind blower.
Okay, number 11.
Hot in the shade.
Well, speaking of toilet, hey, I'm glad he gets some enjoyment out of it.
Deke added that his ones are not in order either, so I'm going to do his as well as Scott's as a giant info dump at the end.
Okay, that's fair. That was weird.
Bottles recycling.
Okay. All right.
Jompa Wilmanius from Sweden, who is in bed right now because it's like 2 a.m. over there.
Okay.
He has Crazy Nights as his number 11.
Oh,
But
okay.
they like the pop. They like the pop hard rock a lot more over there than we do. You know, it's the home of rock set.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah.
Rob Daniels says not a Flaming Youth fan either. On Fire is good, Eric.
That's funny.
So yeah, we're gonna do Scott, Pedal, and Deke at the end as a giant info dump. So that brings us back to you.
Me, my number 10. My number 10 album is Creatures of the Night.
Your big tour.
Yeah, that is the tour where I first saw Kiss live. Funny enough, I Lick It Up at 11. That was the only 2 times I've seen them live. But
Scott Carson, regarding your comment, glad he got some enjoyment at Hot in the Shade. He says that's the best response.
Okay, well, it's
and he
honest.
likes Flaming You. He also likes Flaming You.
Creatures of the Night, I have a different take on than a lot of people. My friend Scott Hunter would so totally disagree with this, but to me, the album has not held up well. I think it's Kiss trying to be, and I spoke about this in the Meat Slice stuff. I think it's Kiss trying to be too heavy metal, and when you mix that with having to go to a songwriting a hit factory like Jim Vallance and Bryan Adams, it's just a bad mix, and I don't really love the album. Most of the album I find weak.
Okay. You're going to like my number 10. I think it's higher than you would expect. Am I still wrong on Unmasked?
What?
Am I still wrong on Unmasked if I put it at number 10?
In my opinion, but it's got to go somewhere, right?
I really had to think about how I was arranging my list. And the truth is, I enjoy the disco albums. Obviously, if they're in my top 11, but not enough to usurp some of the more rock and roll stuff that we're going to get to.
God damn it,
But
they're not disco albums. It's fucking myth.
Okay. You know what I mean when I say that. There's a pair of albums that are called the disco albums. Whether you agree with that label or not, that's what I'm referring to. I'm referring to that pair.
Okay.
And we both know what albums I'm talking about. And
Yeah.
I had to be fair about it. I don't think I would have included Unmasked on my list 3 years ago.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
So that's my number 10.
Yeah.
HMO has a good number 10, which is Rock and Roll Over.
Yeah. That's much higher on my list.
Scott Peddle just joined us. Scott, just to get you caught up, since your list is in no particular order, yours and Deke's, I'm going to read at the end as like a giant info dump because there's no point going in circles with number order on yours. We're going to do them at an info dump at the end. Okay, so after HMO comes John Wilmanius, who put Sonic Boom.
Wow. Hey, I can't tell you I know a lot about it, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't love it.
I listened to it a couple weeks ago, and I really liked a good solid half of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then another half of it kind of felt really contrived and deliberate and on purposey.
Okay.
But
fair enough.
He gave it, he's got one of the only 2000s representations on his list. So I'm glad to see it. And we are back to you with number 9. Number nine
for me, and I struggled what to put. Like, I struggled with 9 and 8, what to put higher. Ultimately, at number 9, I put Revenge.
Interesting.
Which is definitely the newest Kiss album on my list. Like, by far the newest. Like,
I'm surprised it made your list. Considering you don't have to use it.
No, it has a top 5 ever Kiss song for me because I love the song Spit. I love it. Everything about it. Like, that might even be a top 3 Kiss song for me. And I like Domino a lot. And Unholy has its moments. It has enough good songs on it that it's definitely better than Creatures of the Night and Lick It Up for me.
Okay, I like that. My number 9 is Dynasty, the other of the two pair that we discussed earlier. I like Dynasty better by a nose.
And that's your number 9?
Yes.
Dynasty better by a nose over Unmasked, you're saying?
Yes.
Right? Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Heavy Metal Overlord gives us Destroya.
Yeah, there it is again.
And I kind of agree with him. I mean, I put it at my number 11, so...
I can see that some guy named Bob Purston is pointing out that I Was Made for Loving You is disco, and he's correct, but it really is the only song that is disco on that album. Yeah. It truly is. It's always been a myth that they've been called disco albums.
Yeah. No, he's right. The single itself is disco. For sure. Paul Stanley acknowledges that he wrote it to a specific beat after going to a club in New York.
Yes, and lots of cocaine. Lots of cocaine.
Oh, here's a good one. Scott Carson, Heavy Metal Overlord, says, "I'm glad Meat gets some enjoyment out of Revenge."
Well, there you go. Touche. It comes full circle there.
Yeah. So he had Destroyer as his number 9, and Jompa has Lick It Up, which is roughly kind of around where you're ranking Lick It Up,
Roughly. So we're back to me at 8.
I think I did this out of order. I think it goes me, you. So I'll go me and then you.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I did that wrong last round. My number 8 is Kiss, self-titled. I like it. It's primitive. I think all of their other rock and roll albums are better than Kiss.
Okay, that's a fair enough opinion. I'll have something different to say when it comes up for me. So,
Okay.
my number 8, and like I said, I struggled with whether I was going to have Revenge at 8 and this at 9, but I ultimately went at Love Gun at 8. There are some weak tracks on Love Gun as well, I think.
Almost Human being the weakest.
Well, and then She Kissed Me. Come on,
That was the only
unnecessary.
the only Kiss song that Jen let me play at my wedding reception.
It's still an unnecessary thing at the time for what they were doing.
Special to me.
You know,
Fuck you.
like
Fuck
I'm
you.
sorry, but when you're talking about basically statutorily raping a girl named Christine in one song,
Oh!
and then
You
going from
had to
that.
go there.
And going from that to, and then She Kissed Me, like it's some sort of sock hop.
You had to go there.
I Love Gun is weak. It's got some great songs on it, and it's the only reason, there's a good 3, maybe 4. That's about it.
Moving on to HMO. His number 8. It's an that believe in rock and roll. Whoa! Would put at number 8 on their list.
Say that again.
Analyze.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. That would have been my number 12 or 13.
And Carson disagrees with me on Almost Human. He loves the bass line. Says it's massive. Oh, we're losing you. Okay, you're back. You're back. You're choppy.
Okay, back now.
Yeah.
Okay, so where are we now?
8. Jumpa. Revenge.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
Jumper are
second.
not that far off right now.
No. And now that brings us back to number 7 for you.
What about you? Remember, it's you first.
Dress to Kill is my number 7. An album I played this morning, as a matter of fact. I played it this morning.
That's higher on my list.
I would do Anything for My Baby. I think Rock Bottom and Come On and Love Me are 2 of the most massive Kiss songs, and they're both on that album. Actually, on CD in a row. On vinyl you got flip, but on CD in a row.
I'll have more to say coming up, but Come On and Love Me is my favorite Kiss song of all time.
Scott Carson says that he's with Meat on Love Gun. It's patchy for him. Great songs, some shite. And Deke agrees with Meat on Love Gun. Pretty good songs, but some iffy stuff.
Well, I think, it doesn't surprise me that I'm not alone on that.
Yeah.
To be honest. Oh, is it my turn? It is. You just gave your number 7? My number 7, I am going to cheat and put my 7 and 6 as a tie, because I can't decide.
Okay.
So I'm going to give both my 7 and 6 right now as a tie, and then you'll just skip my 6. My 7 and 6 as a tie are Dynasty and Destroyer.
Whoa!
Yes.
HMO's got Dynasty as his number 7.
Dynasty has some very strong stuff on it, and Destroyer, I think that's another album that, for me, like, some of the songs don't necessarily, hold up as much that they used to.
Sweet Pain.
And the best song on the album is probably Detroit Rock City, and Do I Need to Hear That Again?
Could say the same about Shout It Out Loud as well.
Yeah, well, great song. Okay, so
So
there you
HMO
go.
also had Dynasty as his number 7, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
So you guys had that exact same pick. And if we go to Jumpa, he's got Creatures at the number 7 spot, which is that's the second appearance of Creatures on these lists after yours.
Yeah.
And now we're back to me with my number 6, Rock and Roll Over. We are starting to get into the rock and roll years. Eddie Kramer produced that one. It's a nice, good, clean sounding rock album. I enjoy it fully. And you've already given your number 6 as Destroyer.
Yeah.
And HMO's given his number 6 as Asylum. Asylum.
Well, I don't know how you can be a heavy metal anything and put that on a list. You know, of course, I'm speaking in figurative terms here because there's a lot of stuff I like that isn't heavy metal, but Asylum almost seems like the antichrist of hard rock. Like, uh, I'm gonna have to just.
I don't know
I'm
if
just
I
gonna.
call it the Antichrist of hard rock.
I'm gonna have to
Bob,
stop talking because I'm just gonna get more and more negative if I start talking
Bob
about Asylum.
Purston, we got a couple comments here. Bob Purston says Destroyer is some of the definitive Kiss music, which is true. He's not wrong, although it's
He's
not
not wrong.
necessarily mainstream.
He's not wrong
And
at all.
Scott gets bored of Destroyer stuff, but the album has Bob Ezrin production that he enjoys hearing.
Yeah. Oh, they're all good points. I mean,
Yeah,
I'd never say that the Destroyer is not a classic Kiss album because it's certainly
absolutely
is.
right. HMO's got Asylum. Jompa has Love Gun at number 6, which is the highest showing for Love Gun so far.
Me and Jump are really close here.
Yeah. That brings it back to me again. And I thought I was being bold with this. I thought I was being bold, but then you'll see. You'll see. But for my number 5, I picked The Elder, which is incredibly high for The Elder.
It would have been 12 or 13 for me, and not necessarily because I don't like it as much. I really haven't poured into that album like I could have.
Yeah.
It's just never stuck with me.
Yeah. And then you're next with your number 5.
My number 5 is Hotter Than Hell.
Nice. That's
And
high.
There's a very good chance that album could be as high as 4 or 3 if it sounded better. By far the worst sounding Kiss album. It doesn't even have a rival.
Going back to The Elder, it's not a great sounding album either. It's very muddy. The Elder is a very muddy sounding album, and it could have sounded way better. And it's really too bad that Eric Carr had to debut on The Elder.
Yeah, that's fair.
Creatures is his real debut.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, HMO. You ready?
Okay.
You're gonna discredit him even further.
If it's Crazy Nights, I'm hanging up. Am I hanging up this phone call right now? Okay, I won't really hang up.
Yeah,
well, I won't.
It's Crazy Nights.
Yeah, well, you know, I guess everybody's got to have a guilty pleasure. I don't understand how someone.
Here's the rest of my list.
I don't understand how a guy who gets why Celtic Frost is essential and then Crazy Nights. Just odd to me. But hey,
I think Chompa's got another one exactly the same as you here. Did you just say Hotter Than Hell at number 5?
Yes, I did.
Yes. Yeah. Hotter Than Hell, number 5 for Chompa.
Okay. Yeah.
So you guys are exactly the same again.
Wow, this is crazy. Like more than half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My number 4, I went Lick It Up.
Wow. Okay,
it's kind of my era of Kiss, you know, it's kind of when I jumped on board the Kiss train. Animalize was the newest album, and I really dug Lick It Up. I think it's got some good Gene has some really bad lyrics on that album, and some of the songs are a little bit cookie cutter Gene trying to be a thrash kind of songwriter. But it's also got stuff like A Million to One. It's got and On the Eighth Day. It's got Exciter. It's got Not for the Innocent. So much good stuff on there. Vinnie Vincent, Saved Kiss, Lick It Up, number 4, final answer.
Okay, that's fair. My number 4 is Unmasked.
Unmasked. I thought it would be higher, honestly.
No, well, that's pretty high if you think about it. Like, it has by far the best drumming on any Kiss album because it's Anton Fig.
Anton Fig. Yep.
The album is completely overlooked and is not in any way a disco album. There's actually some really. It's Ace Frehley's best body of work ever on a Kiss album, I think.
Correct. Yeah.
And It's the Paul Stanley songs that are weak on that album.
It makes you wish that Ace Frehley was more upfront about wanting to be a lead singer and lead songwriter in Kiss earlier.
How close was Unmasked to the solo albums?
2 years.
And were the solo albums first?
Yes.
I almost wonder if Paul Stanley blew his load on that album songwriting, because that is a really good album. And then it comes to Unmasked. His songs are the weakest on that album.
Well, Shandy.
A song that is I guess me enjoying Shandy is like HMO. I liking Crazy Nights. I have no comeback for why I can handle Shandy, but I like the song. But that's by far his best song of the album.
Deke is giving his vote to a Torpedo Girl.
Absolutely. That's a top 5 fucking Kiss song for me.
Moving on to Heavy Metal Overlord. The Elder at number 4.
I can respect that. That means he doesn't do it a lot more than I have.
I don't have a problem with The Elder at number 4, but I think he's just taking the piss, honestly. I think that's just him trying to be like a disruptophobe. You know? He's just trying to throw spanner. He's trying to be a Zachary Britton. That's him being a Zachary Britton. He's Zachary Brittoning up the list.
Oh, okay. Well, someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it. Jompa has at his number 4 the critically acclaimed Dressed to Kill, which I think it's the highest appearance of that album so far, obviously, but good for him. Good for him.
Jompa, yeah.
I'm starting to get the sun in my eyes, so it's good that we're getting down to the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
Back to me with number 3. We got Love Gun. I liked it better than you guys. I consider it the best of the early rock and roll. Well, no, one of the best of the early rock and roll albums for sure.
Wow.
I really like Love Gun. I just really like that album. And Rob Daniels says, is it weird that Mike is wearing a Motley Crue shirt on a Kiss list? Yes. Yes, that's weird. Oh, Meat's frozen. Meat's frozen. Oh, Meat's back. Scott Carson, I'm not being a disruptophobe. I love The Elder. Listen to it all the time. I know. I'm just being I'm being a shit is what I'm being. I have that that ability.
Uh-huh.
Where are we?
I don't know.
Love Gun. Number 3, Love Gun, me, and now we're back to you.
Kiss Self-Titled would be my number 3. And a very good case could be made that it's their best album. It's a lot closer to number 1 for me than you'd think. That could be a greatest hits album. You take a couple of songs off that, and that could be like a classic set of Kiss songs live.
Bob Pershman and Robert Daniels just both simultaneously dropped the pun about we've had some frozen meat here.
Yeah.
They're not wrong.
Yeah.
Not wrong. HMO has got Dressed to Kill at the number 3 spot. So that's the highest appearance for Dressed to Kill.
Mm-hmm.
I consider Dressed to Kill and the first Kiss albums to be like mirror images of each other. Very similar.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And Jompa has Destroyer at number 3, which is the highest appearance for Destroyer.
Yeah, I knew that somebody I was going to rank it high, if not have it at number 1. So
yes. And now back to me with number 2. You guys are going to be putting Creatures of the Night at my number 2 spot. I listen to it frequently, and it brings me back to a happier age in the world. You know, I got that album, and it was a huge part of my Kiss journey. It was loud, and it was big and bold, and it was everything I wanted to hear.
A lot of it is cock rock, and you love your cock rock. Like, you just do.
Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged.
And all you need to do is look at the shirt you're wearing, and there's some cock rock right there. There you go.
There you go. You can read it in reverse.
Yeah.
And now you're number 2.
My number 2 is Rock and Roll Over.
Man, you and
full,
Jumpa.
full of great songs.
Yeah.
There would have been a time that this would have been my number 1 Kiss album, but it's at number 2 right now. So,
Mary is questioning the term cock rock.
Mary?
Mary.
I can't see the things.
Mary Nijip? Nijip?
Mary.
Yes.
Why is Mary watching a top 10 Kiss?
I don't know who she is, so I can't answer that question.
Oh, I know who she is.
Sorry, what were we just saying?
Hi, Mary. I don't know what you're doing here. What?
Sorry, where were we? We're at the number 2 spot, and you were saying what?
Rock and Roll Over. I mean, it's
right.
just
I was
full
going
of
to
great
say
songs.
earlier.
Even the Peter Criss songs are good on Rock and Roll Over.
Yes, they are. I was going to say earlier, Rob Daniels on one of the earlier live streams was talking about Kiss on soundtracks, and Mr. Speed is one of very few Kiss songs on a soundtrack. It was on the soundtrack to Speed.
Yeah, that's right. That song was on there.
Yeah.
I don't love the movie, but
no, but the song's great.
Yeah. Okay.
One of the better ones on that album.
Fair enough.
Scott Carson comes in strong with Lick It Up at number 2.
Some more cock rock.
And we have John T. Snow watching now as well. Yeah, HMO is unabashedly really into the Vinny era of Kiss. He's also very much into the Alec John Such era of Bon Jovi.
I see. Well, good luck with the Bon Jovi. At least there's someone from Kitchener, Ontario, who's in Bon Jovi now. That's
Jumpa has the self-titled debut Kiss album at his number 2. For me, it's not a number 2 kind of album, but hey, more power to him. There's no denying that it's the start of something.
What's the number 2 album?
Self-titled Kiss.
Wow, me and Jumpa are just neck and neck over their lists.
I know you guys have very similar lists. I think you're similar age too.
Wow.
And going back to me, we're at number 1 now.
Yeah.
My number 1 Kiss album, after due consideration, is Hotter Than Hell. It was my first. There's something about your first. And interestingly enough, like we all even discussed earlier how it's their worst sounding album.
Yeah.
I had it on the worst possibly scratched vinyl, played on a mono Fisher-Price record player. And so I heard the worst sounding Kiss album on the worst possible way, and yet here it is, my favorite Kiss album today.
Well, Hotter Than Hell was also the first Kiss album that I had as a kid, and I've told you the story before, but like from what my parents tell me, I used to invite children to come over and watch me play conductor for Tchaikovsky and Brahms and Wagner and whatever the hell else I was listening to. And they would leave, and I asked my parents to get me a rock and roll album so kids would stay, and that album was Hotter Than Hell.
Well, that's really cool.
That's true.
I'll briefly tell the story of how I got Hotter Than Hell, because I think my sister still holds a grudge against me to this day. There was a kid that I went to school with named Ian Johnson, and he was kind of like a notorious liar. So when he called me to say that he had some Kiss albums to trade, I was semi not believing him, but he did come through with the goods. He wanted my Atari 2600 Superman game, which technically was co-owned by me and my sister, but I traded that for Hotter Than Hell and Kiss Alive. And
wow.
Then I turned Hotter Than Hell around because I knew the next door neighbor was only missing 2 Kiss albums, Hotter Than Hell and The Elder. I flipped Hotter Than Hell around to get a Walkman, Paranoid on cassette.
Okay.
Abbott and Costello, Who's on First on vinyl.
Okay.
Iron Maiden, Flight of Icarus on vinyl. And I can't remember what else. But anyway, I ended up flipping that for like 4 albums. I had Hotter Than Hell for like a night, and then he recorded it for me. But that was my first Kiss album. That's how I got it. And my sister still holds it against me that I traded away Superman on 2600 without her permission.
Well, you shouldn't disappoint the smoke show.
Fuck off. I had to hear about that this afternoon.
Well, I didn't ask you to call up mommy and tell her that, hey, my buddy's saying your daughter is hot. I did not tell you to do that.
So this afternoon, my mom said, yeah, well, you know, Catherine was not happy about what was said. And I said, well, why did you tell her? And she goes,
I did
well,
not.
It wasn't me who said it.
Okay. Catherine, if you're watching, I have not said anything that I would consider.
It wasn't inappropriate?
Inappropriate.
It wasn't inappropriate. It was not inappropriate.
But I'll try to.
Scott Carson says Crazy Nights was his first Kiss album.
Derek Williams
says, what was the stripper's name, Scott? Robert Daniels says that hearing that you used to conduct classical music warms his heart. Scott says he may look like a boy, but he's built like a man. And now we have Dale Sherman watching, which is quite an honor.
Oh, yeah.
Bob Hurston, my brothers had Destroyer and Kiss Alive, so that is what I think of when I think of Kiss. That and the song I Was Made for Loving You. And Gary Molinar, Baby Bum Faces, he said.
Oh, the shit. Hey.
Faces.
Hey, shit. Puss.
The sun is getting in my eyes, so we're going to start wrapping this up. Your number one is?
You dog, Molinar. Anyway, okay, what's happening here?
What's your number one?
I think you got to give your number one.
I did, Hotter Than Hell.
Oh, Hotter Than Hell. That's right. Yeah, we went on for a while. Well, my number one with a bullet is Dressed to Kill. It has, like I said, my favorite Kiss song of all time, which is Come On and Love Me. And I think it has the best kind of hidden deep tracks on it, or the lesser talked about. A notably Room Service and Lover All I Can, to me of their greatest rock songs. Rock Bottom, it's just jam-packed. It's jam-packed full of goodness.
HMO's number one?
And it's by far their best. And it's by far their best album cover too.
It's a great album cover. Fantastic album cover. Simple. So simple.
Yeah. Okay. What was yours? Or what was his?
Mine was Hotter Than Hell, and HMO's got Creatures of the Night.
Like I said, I know I'm not in the majority with my Creatures of the Night take. It's an album I probably should like, but hey, just something about it.
Jompa's got Rock and Roll Over. And you're frozen again. You're frozen meat.
Jompa has Rock and Roll Over.
You're frozen. You keep freezing.
You know why it is? It's because I keep getting texts from Bucky. He keeps texting me some things about sleaze rock.
We're almost done. We're almost done.
Sleaze rock.
And you know what? I'm just going to move a little bit because I got the sun in my eyes here and it's bugging me.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
So I'm gonna read Scott's and Deke's list. Their 11 favorite albums. Scott Peddle's got Destroyer, Dressed to Kill, Love Gun, Rock and Roll Over, Unmasked, Dynasty, Creatures, Animalize, Crazy Nights, Lick It Up, and is the only one to come in with Monster. The only guy to have Monster.
Don't know much about it.
Well,
other than it's not my cup of tea.
It's their last album.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
Deke, of course, last but certainly not least. If I could split the screen with Deke, I will continue to try. But his 11 favorite Kiss albums include Revenge, Dressed to Kill, Rock and Roll Over, Dynasty, Unmasked, Creatures, Lick It Up, Animalize, Asylum.
Wow.
Just like HMO, Asylum. Hotter Than Hell and Destroyer.
Getting more sleazy texts from Buck. He he doesn't approve of me going live and talking about Sleaze Rock.
Well, well, you can
I
tell
will-
Bucky that we're done.
Well, I will say this: nobody said Psycho Circus.
No, nobody said Psycho Circus. Is that the
And
only album that did not show up on this list?
It depends if you want to count and/or Killers or Carnival of Souls.
Countable Souls I would count, but not Killers. So
I think
Carnival,
everything else. I think
Carnival
everything else
and
has been
Psycho
picked.
Circus are the only albums that didn't appear.
That's it.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Well, cool. Thanks, man. I'm going to cut this. We're going to kill this now, and
Yeah.
what I will do is I will edit.
I see if you can get Deke on there.
Okay, I'll try.
Deke on there.
Oh, I just
And
fart. Did you hear the
No.
fart?
Oh yeah. Did you get the fart all over Yoda? Maybe Jar Jar Binks.
Holy
You
shit!
get- Are you gonna have a fart party?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try Deke. All right, I don't know. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna try Deke. Maybe this will work. Unfortunately, I've got the light in my eyes. Oh, it worked! It worked with the Deke.
Hey man, what's up? Can you hear me?
Hey, how are you doing? This is the first time we've ever had you live.
Live without a net.
This is the first time anybody besides me have seen your lips move. Well, what do you have any thoughts about the Kiss list that you just heard?
Any thoughts? Yeah, well, Psycho Circus is a total dud with everybody.
Yeah.
Let's see. Monster. Who was the one who picked Monster?
My buddy Scott. He's the
Yeah.
only one that had Monster.
Hang on, Mikey. I'm having a problem here with the audio.
Scott Carson says, Deke, he's
Hang on.
real. He's got problems with the audio. I got problems with the sun in my eyes. Maybe I can do this. That'll work. That'll work. We might have lost Deke. He may have frozen. Jon Snow says, I hate that he didn't get his top 11. To me, I think we would be back in time. I think we've lost Deke. Okay, well, I'm going to kill the live stream. Thank you for watching.